I'm going to do technical analysis and show you support zones, resistance zones, places to buy and sell on 9 different currency pairs. And I'm going to try to do it in 10 minutes or less because I know that you're busy and you need to know what to trade, when to trade, and how to trade to get ready for this week. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the pound dollar. And the first thing I want to identify here is this is called the golden cross. It's a golden cross, and it's a pretty powerful indicator. It's the 100 and the 20, and this is a daily. Take a look at the last golden cross. The last golden cross we had was pretty legit. It went here, and I would say that the price went from here and we went and crossed right there, and it would have been a possible 1,675 pips. Not a bad trade. Yeah, you would have had to fight a few ranges, a few huge drops, but overall, if you would have buy and hold, pretty nice. The last one before that wasn't so great. It was just a tiny one, you can see here, but this one here was pretty good as well, and it's looking to go again. So let's do a little bit of analysis on this. I'm going to just delete the indicators, and now we're going to go straight old school. So first of all, price action. So I'm going to notice here that we have a trend line, right? You see that? That's very important. It broke a pretty important trend. Now, levels matter, trend lines matter, and it was in this downward channel for quite some time, and I got to make sure I'm staying on track. With my timer, I might be going over. So look, it's out of the zone. I'm not going to get into too detail. It broke out, and now we're looking for a support line. I think if we find a support, we can then look at getting in, right? We have support here, support here, support here. So let's drop to a 1 hour time frame, and now I'm going to be looking for a bounce off of this. So we already got a bounce. So now let's see what happens. We can draw another support line right on the top of this. If it goes back down, looking to buy off of this and see if it can come back up. So right now, I would be looking at staying inside of this zone, and we have a trend channel. Staying inside of that and trading off the levels. If it breaks out, then go short. If it breaks the top, go long. All right, I didn't do a very good job on keeping it fast. Let's do it quicker on the USD Swiss. So USD Swiss, pretty simple, right? We have a very, very strong level right here, okay? Very strong. 1, 2, 3. We have a bounce. If we can get any bullish momentum, let's just draw a level right here. If we get any bullish momentum, let's break this. Let's go long. Nice stop loss there. Target up to the top of the range. Range trading conditions, right? Range trading conditions. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's keep moving. US yen. I like the US yen. I had made a bold prediction when I was in the trading battle for 8-cap a long time ago. I said US yen was going to be bullish, and I think my prediction was like 120, and it made it up to almost 117 and then retracted. But right now, what do we got? What levels should we be looking at? Let's take a look. We've got a bottom down here, and we have a top right up here. We're in a zone. Yesterday was a pretty strong bullish candle. And so do we have a trend line that we could look at? Let's take a look and draw the trend line. It did break the trend, but it's in a sideways channel, so it's mixed emotions. It might come up and hit here and come back down, or it could respect this pin bar and keep going up. If you do go long, be watching the top of this as a potential exit. But mark your levels, trade off your levels. Levels are very important. So we want to look at our levels and use those to help us make good trading decisions. Don't get caught not paying attention to levels. You can see even right here, right there is a level, and there's a level. So if we could keep up 114.30, it could possibly go. Okay, keep going. S&P 500. So S&P, let's do the levels. I actually shorted this at the end of the day on Friday, and when I did so, I sent a message to my brother, and I said, hey, I I shorted the S&P, and he's like, why? And I said, well, because it was a weekly candle and it was red, and he's like, it's bouncing. And so let's take a look at the weekly chart real quick. And he corrected me, and he said it was bouncing. So it's still red, but it did bounce a lot. So he did correct me, and it was a good thing he did, but I'm still short. But I'm hoping that it will come. I was expecting it to come back to the bottom. And so I was just targeting right down here at 140 or 45.84. That's what I was expecting. And I was expecting a little bit more down here, right? 4536. So it's the pin bar now. I still think it could go down, but remember, let's use these ranges. But my problem was that I got in before the end of the market. I was doing a video, and I wanted the video to go out before the day was closed, and it didn't. And, well, I got the video out, but it bounced. So I made the prediction a little too early. So, you know, that's sometimes why if you're doing dailies, wait for the daily chart to close. But we're in a range. Just to respect these ranges, you can trade off of them. If you want to find zones, you can go to an hourly time frame and find really good zones to trade off of. Right here is a really good one on the hourly right there. Let's look at 4676 and see what happens. We have support, a resistance, and then we have resistance down here. All right, CAD yen. CAD yen's in a nice little zone. You know, these zones are what make us the money. Look for a bounce off of 90 and right off the top, 92. So we got a 90, 92 zone. Look for bounces off of that. If it comes back down, look for the bounce off that zone. Euro pound. Euro pound is pretty nice. If you'll notice something here on the euro pound, we're in a pretty steep downtrend. We have some levels to be looking at. Let's take a look at what we can do at this. There's a level. It didn't quite get there, but you'll notice that it's getting rejected already. So it might be weaker than what we think right here. If this breaks, look at this. We have, if we draw a little trend line right here, and this trend line breaks, we've got a bottom potential down here. And so at 82, so we could get a trade down there, and then if it breaks 82, look out below. Let's look at a weekly to see how far down we could go here, find some more resistance. So you can see, I'm glad that I did that because we have some resistance down here. Always look at the higher time frame chart. And we have some resistance down at 82.83. So there is some resistance for going short and for buying. The last time it bounced off that range, you wouldn't want to miss that trade. That was a beast. And we just never know what can happen in the markets. Things change in a dime. All of your homeboys or homegirls are saying this thing's going short forever, and we're just in a big old range, and they didn't look at the higher time frame. Keep on moving. Goldie. I like gold. I think gold is great. I was looking at this on a monthly chart. Like, let's look at it on a monthly and let's see what we can find. I found a really cool pattern called the cup and handle. Boom. And what happens when that happens? Boom. So on gold on a monthly, this handle could go for like 10 years though, because this is a monthly chart, but just something to look at. If it does break here, could be a very nice trade, cup and handle. So now let's go back to a daily, let's do a daily and just see what we got. We've got a pretty nice trend channel here that's looking pretty good. It held up. We broke it and retested. So now that's telling me we should draw a horizontal line right here. Look what we got. We got a pretty good range situation, and we want to look at this zone here on gold and trade this bad boy. Trade the zone. Right now it's moving lower. If it breaks out, I would look for pretty good gains. There's another level up above right here, and down below you can see where the other level is right there. Okay, we're moving right along. I got 2 more to go. ETH, good old ETH. You know, this is a big old bull market, but it's moving down right now. So if we look at just the daily, it's a downtrend, right? But if we look way out, it's an uptrend. So right now we're at a key level. Look at this, but we're trapped in here. So right now, yes, it's a big bull market, but the only thing that really matters is what's happening now. And what's happening now is that it's in a tight range and it's getting rejected off of these highs. 34.01. Keep that number. If it breaks above, it could be a nice upward gain. We still have some trend line action right here. It could get right up to here. We have some more. If it goes back up, we could get up to 3655. However, if it goes lower, look for 2664. 2664. And so we want to use these levels. Buy off of 2664, definitely a possibility. All right, now the last one, Australia, New Zealand. We have a level that's been given it a hard time here. We got one here, and we also have a level here. So we're in a range. Remember what's happening. We are trying to break. If it breaks this floor, I think we got a nice trade ahead of us to the downside. Otherwise, right back to the top of the range. So just keep your eyes on this. This is going to be an important level on the Australia, New Zealand. Okay, that's it for today. This week, trade safe, trade smart. Risk management is critical. Remember your probabilities. Look, I try to get these all within the 1 minute mark. I didn't quite make it. It's an 11-minute video. I failed. I'll do better next week. But if you want me to slow down, let me know. It depends on the response and the views and the likes and all of that good stuff, because I want to make sure that this is useful and helpful to you. And if it helps you trade better, let me know, because ultimately that's what I'm trying to do with my training. I'm trying to help people pass the PROPA test so that they can trade larger prop firms. If you want information about that, leave a question in the comments. We'd be gladly to help you with that. All right, guys, have a great week, and thank you. Trade smart and safe. We'll see you next time.